So we did a bunch of market research. We narrowed it down to Amarillo, Texas, Billings, Montana. We loved Billings, but there was a rate case. There was some issues going on with net metering we were concerned about. Didn't make sense to open, too risky. Amarillo was just all private land and flat, and I want to be in the mountains. So that's kind of what scratched that. And then Medford just checked all the boxes. We'd never even been there, truthfully. Good utility company, low competition. It made sense for us to launch there. So I flew out and hired our first guy to be an installer. He had a lot of experience, and we got a little teeny warehouse, a single bay warehouse. We built the company out of the Tiki Lodge Motel and room 201. No joke. It was $55 a night. It was the cheapest we could get. We're doing a little retreat in a couple weeks, and I'm having all the guys stay at the Tiki intentionally. Nothing nice. Like, this is where it began. And then after the Tiki Lodge for a couple months to save money, we moved into a guy's tough shed in his backyard. We lived in that tough shed for 6 months. So I would be there for a week to 10 days. I'd leave, Dusty would come in, and if we were doing 2-touch sales, I'd tee it up and give him all the notes and he'd close it, vice versa. The whole thing was like, we had both had great earning years before, but you don't know how much it's gonna cost. You don't know how long you'll go without money. And so we were prepared to go as long as it took. And I told my parents, I said, either we're hitting a grand slam or I'm literally gonna move into your basement. You're gonna have to Venmo me for gas in the U-Haul to come home. And then I knew I'd just go sell for a summer, make money, and then I'd figure out what's next. But that was our mentality. And we were at lunch, Dusty and I chatting, and I remember I'm like, hey, are you broke? And he's like, yeah, kind of. Are you? And I was like, dude, I only have like $1,600 left in my bank account. We were renting a house in Medford. I don't have enough money to pay rent and get groceries. And this had surely been going for a year. And it was kind of like, do you think we can pay ourselves? And it felt weird. Like, it was almost like we were stealing. And this weird concept, like, no, you can't take money from the company. And we decided to pay ourselves. And our first checks were $2,500 each. And we each signed. The rule was if I wrote a check, he signed it. If it was to me and vice versa, right? Just our own little checks and balances. I still have that check, $2,500. And that's the first dollar I took from Pure Life.